In 1984, Loren Herzog and Wesley Shermantine would embark on a crystal meth-fueled rampage of thrill killing, claiming as many as 100 victims. Wesley Shermantine was born in 1966 and came from an affluent and abusive family. Loren Herzog was his best friend. The two were always seen together and went to school together. One of the girls they went to school with was 16-year-old Chevelle Wheeler. The last person she was seen with was Wesley Shermantine. Chevelle Wheeler's father did not approve of this liaison, as he said that Wesley had the coldest eyes he had ever seen, and pictures seen of him bear this out. Chevelle Wheeler's body was never found. The last person she was seen with was Wesley Shermantine. Wesley Shermantine and Loren Herzog would go on a rampage of crystal meth and began abusing it very, very early. They would pull out in front of cars, get their shotguns out and blast the people through the windscreen, killing anyone and everyone they could get their hands on. Another beautiful young blonde girl, Cindy Vanderhayden, also went missing a few years later. Her car was found and an extensive search failed to find her. Her body has still not been found to this day. The search for the two girls' bodies would bring bounty hunter Leonard Padilla in close contact with Wesley Shermantine. The police found DNA evidence, blood droplets, in Wesley's car and Loren's car, and tied the two together. Loren Herzog was all too happy to give the police every single detail of the murders, pinning all the blame on Wesley. Wesley refused to talk at that time, and police would link the DNA evidence and the confessions of Loren Herzog to get a confession. Although they didn't need this, as they had all the evidence they needed. In 2004, the court overturned Loren Herzog's conviction on the grounds that his confession was coerced. A plea was reached and he was granted parole in 2010. He lived in a trailer outside the jail. When Wesley heard of this, he began to talk. This is when he started to work with bounty hunter Leonard Padilla. He offered to tell all and wrote out a complete list and map of where the girls' bodies were. To avoid new charges, Loren Herzog was found in his trailer, dead from hanging. The coroner ruled that it was a suicide. It was a typical asphyxiation by hanging. Loren had killed himself to avoid new charges. His autopsy revealed tattoos saying "made and fueled by hate and restrained by reality" and "spurred on Verstewung," trace of devastation. No drugs or alcohol was found in his system. Wesley could not bear the thought that his best friend would be free while he was still on death row. The spiteful, malicious and small-hearted nature of Wesley Shermantine could not stand this. And Loren Herzog went to an infamous early grave, and Wesley Shermantine is still on death row for his role in the slayings of up to 100 people and the deaths of two innocent, beautiful young girls. In these twosomes, these gruesome twosomes, one is usually the rapist and one is usually the killer. In this case, Wesley Shermantine gained great pleasure from the kill. He loved to kill, and Loren Herzog loved to rape. So the two of them teamed up, and that's exactly what they did. The old wells of Linden, California may contain the remains of up to 100 people shot, strangled, garroted, raped, dumped for the pure pleasure of two crystal meth addicted, sadistic, cold-hearted, bad people. very, very dangerous person. Wesley Shermantine had absolutely no empathy, no feelings, and no consideration for any other human being apart from himself. Loren Herzog killed himself selfishly to avoid new charges. He had already spent 20 years in jail and did not want to spend any more time in prison. Wesley Shermantine could not bear the thought of Loren being free while he was not, and deliberately orchestrated a series of events that would lead to his best friend's death.
If we take Wes to jail and charge him with murder, will that change anything for you? And be honest with me. If it won't, then just say no. But yes or no, if we are successful in taking him to jail and charging him with murder, will that change anything for you as far as Wes's power over you? Or will it go with him wherever he goes? Will he always have the power to reach out and keep you silent?
In the death of Chevelle Wheeler, Wesley Shermantine slit her throat from ear to ear and whispered in her ear, "Just let it come naturally." And then she died in his arms, a victim of a high, depraved, disgusting individual. To Wesley Shermantine on death row, let it come naturally, son. Stay safe out there. This is Filthy Ketchup.